All right. All right, guys. I just want to put this video together real quick so that I can give you a hand on how to actually use this website efficiently. First and foremost, main thing you're gonna be looking at is divine orbs and exalted orbs. Once you get to this website, make sure you log in with Steam or however you open Path of Exile. That way you can use this direct whisper button here. But yeah, divine orbs and exalted orbs. The reason you need to know the prices of these before you go in looking at weapons and stuff is because this is kind of what sets your price range anyway, based off of what they're asking for. So let's say, right now, Divine Orbs are hitting like 64, I think. There's a lot of BS trades way up here at the top, so just ignore that. Scroll down until you start seeing Exalted Orbs as the exact price, and then you can look at what they're offering for. Like this, 3 Divine Orbs for 63 Exalted Orbs is actually a good deal. This person either already got bought out or he's just BSing. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. Do your login. All right, so we go back down. All right, back to Exalteds. So right here, this is pretty much where they're at. When you start seeing one Divine Orb for 63 Exalted Orbs, that's what the price is set at for the time being. Don't ever buy at 60 plus. These drop down to 40 every once in a while at high times throughout the day, so don't do that. But yeah, that's where it's setting your Divine Orb price. So if you have Divine Orbs, you make sure you want to sell at like 60 plus and buy at like 45 to 50. So this bar right here is where you'll type in whatever you're looking for. It's easier if you hit show filters first. This is usually how you'll open up the website anyway. But you can put item category here, like specifically which item type, all the way down to like jewels, amulets, belts, everything. And then below that, something that gets missed pretty often is requirements. So you can set a level requirement. That way you're not looking at stuff that you can't even wear yet. So like for me right now, I'm level 64. So no matter what, I'm not looking for anything over that, no point. What you can do is plan for the future and hit 70, because you might actually find a better deal that you just need to level up to get to. So that's up to you how you want to handle that. Item level, wouldn't worry much about that. Quality, wouldn't worry much about that. Rarity, always change it to rare. No real reason to buy anything else on here, except for if you're looking for a very specific unique for a build you already have put together, then feel free. But fair warning, uniques on this website are incredibly expensive. Just so we can get into a little bit about how to sort the items, let's go ahead and put wands on here, right? So I want a rare wand is what I'm looking for. I'm going to go into level 64 and I'm going to start adding filters. So first and foremost, what's the most important stat you don't want to go without? For me, that's critical hit chance. So percent to critical hit chance, and then it will sort just to items that have found that percent to critical hit chance, right? And if there's none on the store at all, then something that you've put in here doesn't exist on that item most likely. So what you need to do is don't give up on it, because there's absolutely wands that have crit hit chance on there. You need to go back into this filter and see if there's a different type of critical hit chance. So right here, increase critical hit chance for spells, right? So click that and hit search again. And then you'll see it pop up. Every different item type has attributes that it has that are listed very specifically. So just make sure you like search through and hit the right one. Don't just give up on it and think that there's none on the store. So for me, critical hit chance for spells, right? And then just as a second example, let's say I also want cast speed. Percent increase cast speed, put that on there. Okay, cool. So now we see that there's a bunch of really crappy ones on here for like not even an exalted. It's an orb of augmentation, right? This is because the level is down to 36. So let's say I don't want to see stuff that's just not even something I would consider using. So let's say 64 and 64. Only items that are, or, well, here, let's do 45 to 64. Only items that are somewhat close to what you're looking for, right? Because otherwise the stats are just going to drop so incredibly low. Once you get around to seeing a number that you really like, so if we're focusing on crit hit chance, 26 too low, 17 too low, 77% increased critical hit chance for spells. That's awesome, right? So if you're like, wow, I'd like to buy that. All right, now pause. Before you buy that, Look at your other modifiers on there and see if there are things that you like. Spell physical damage, trash. Like, not for the character I'm using, right? But that lets you know that 77 is possible. So you go to show filters and you change your critical hit chance to a minimum of 70. And you just take a peek and see what else is in here at 70. And you'll notice your bar over here gets a lot bigger because there's a lot less to look at, right? But that's huge now because now that you know it's possible for you to reach 70% at this level, that's great, right? And then you want to be specific to what you're doing. So if you are a lightning build, for example, and you want to look up lightning damage, I'm going to tell you right now there's not lightning damage on wands, that's on staffs. But you can go through and like kind of start filtering it down to exactly what you're looking for. So if I want higher cast speed, let's say I've seen a couple that have 20 on there, so I'm like, all right, 20 is my minimum that I'd like to see. What are we going for there? And then boom, this right here, already only one exalted orb, and that is a very good wand. 50% increased spell damage, 76% increased critical hit chance for spells, 23% increased cast speed, and then it has mana regen and increased light radius, right? So the reason this is one exalted orb is, I guarantee you, is because of these low rolls right here and this low roll right here. If these two rolls were better and this roll didn't exist, this would be a 3 or 5. But yeah, that's how you go through the, like, for specific item filters. Super helpful, and it will save you a whole lot of time and scrolling through thousands of things that just aren't there, right? So let's say you found that item that you actually really want. Let's say, like, yep, I like this one right here. You're gonna look at the name and you're gonna hit direct whisper and say, I'd like to buy your item. What it will do is it will actually send a direct whisper to someone in game that looks like this. This one that I set to rep his a little while ago, and I bought this off of him. It'll send it just like that, and then you just kind of wait around. Even if they're not AFK, they might be doing a map run or something, so don't expect them to be immediately responding to you. Give them a few minutes and keep looking at other items for better deals. Once that's done, you go through and you trade, and that's pretty much it. There's more ways to use that website, but that's the basics of what you need to do to save yourself some time.